This Sunday is the feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in Year B. The word feast comes from the Latin word festes, which means joy. A feast day is a day of celebration. This Mass is an easy Mass to enjoy, a celebration of family. This week, your local parish can choose to use the first and second readings from Year A or Year B. The first Year B reading this Sunday is from the book of Genesis. Genesis is the first book of the Bible, the first book of the Old Testament. In this week's famous reading, God takes Abraham outside and says, "Look up to heaven and count the stars if you can. This is how big your family will become." In those days, light pollution wouldn't have been a problem. Abraham could have counted a few thousand individual stars. He wouldn't have known to count visible galaxies as hundreds of billions of stars. In fact, he wouldn't have even known what starlight was. We only learnt that in 1920. But the point here, the practical point that God was making, is that it's very difficult to count the individual stars in the sky because there are a lot. God's promise was remarkable because Abraham was an old man and his wife Sarah was past childbearing age. But God kept his promise. Sarah gave birth to a son named Isaac. In this story, Abraham is referred to initially as Abram and then as Abraham. It's the same person, but the difference in name is significant. Abraham was renamed Abraham at 99 years of age by God. In Hebrew, Abraham means father of many nations. Abraham is a very important person in many religions, which are known as Abrahamic religions. The Abrahamic religions are Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. All of these religions recognize that God made this promise with Abraham. This week, the Gospel is again from Luke, the second week in a row. And this week is the story of Mary and Joseph presenting Jesus as a baby in the temple. Your parish may choose to go with a short version of this Gospel reading, but that skips the detail of what happened while the Holy Family was at the temple. Hopefully, this week you will hear the full version and hear about the Holy Family meeting a prophetess named Anna and a man named Simeon, who spent his whole life waiting for this moment. Simeon represents all of the people in the history of Israel. If you don't hear about Anna and Simeon, go back after Mass and have a read of Luke chapter 2, verses 22 to 40. You'll learn all about what happened. Mary and Joseph must have been in shock.